Hey y'all, I hope everybody enjoyed Divisional playoff weekend. Some great games. We have a lot to get into on Ashley's Hot Takes. What a finish last night. Before I dive into the actual games, I have to address why I'm in the Florida State sweatshirt. So I wore this, I think, a couple games back. And all the teams that I pick, when I wear this sweatshirt, they win. So I'm not like wearing this every day, never taking it off. But on game day, I'm wearing this. Now that we've gotten that pressing matter out of the way, let's talk football. Does anybody else feel like the Saturday games are just kind of a blur and all I remember is Sunday? So we're going to touch on Saturday, but the bulk of hot takes is going to be Sunday because those finishes were crazy. Let's start off with the first game of the weekend, Falcons taking on the Eagles. Falcons coming off a really good win against the Rams. Eagles, people questioning what was Nick Foles going to do. I thought Nick Foles played a really solid game. Initially, it was a little shaky, but as the game progressed, he got more comfortable, his throws got more accurate, and he just kind of got into the rhythm of the game. Now, the Falcons, they disappointed me. How do you not score a point with that high-octane offense? You don't score 1 point in the second half. So, Falcons, they made a great run, but sometimes it's not your year, you know? They dealt with the Super Bowl hangover, and it just wasn't their year. The Eagles, they want it to be their year. They believe in that defense. They're saying they believe in Foles. We shall see next Sunday. To the Saturday night game, was very one-sided coming in. Everybody was picking the Patriots. And Tennessee, they teased us for about that first quarter when they went up 7-0 on the Patriots. We were kind of looking like, could they really do something? But no. What do the Patriots have going for them that no one else in the league has? Oh yeah, one Tom Brady. Tom did what he does. Like 300 yards, 3 TDs, hitting some random receivers. Does what he does. Give credit to Tennessee. I mean, they defied expectations. No one expected them to be a playoff team, less more, make it out of the first round of the playoffs. So by all means, that's an accomplishment. They can build. I think they really have something with Derrick Henry at the running game, so they will build and move forward. Looking forward to Sunday, the games that I just love to come and talk to you guys about. Like, I was so juiced the fact that I got to do hot takes on a Monday and talk about these incredible games. Let's start. Jaguars going to the Steelers, taking on Big Ben and company. This is the thing. The Steelers, y'all should know, Jacksonville does not need a lot of bulletin board material. Le'Veon making his tweet like, oh, we're going to have 2 rematches, like already looking ahead to New England. Tomlin saying it's going to come down to the Patriots and the Steelers, whether or not it's going to be at their place or New England. Like, people need to learn. You need to focus one game at a time. That's why everybody's asking me, who do you think your Super Bowl pick is? I'm not going there because I'm taking it one game at a time. Speaking of taking it one game at a time, let's dissect this game. Nobody could have predicted that Jacksonville was going to jump out to a 21-0 start against the Pittsburgh Steelers because nobody expected Blake Bortles to put up those kind of numbers. Let's just keep it 100. Let's give credit to where credit is due. Blake Bortles played a solid game. He made plays when he needed to. But if it was not for Leonard Fournette pounding the rock like he did, and I think part of it had to do with Deion Sanders and other people calling him out, saying he wasn't running as hard as he was at the beginning. I think the combination of just the media's comments, of Pittsburgh really looking ahead, thinking that their ticket was already punched to New England, all those things cultivated to a hungry, aggressive Jags team, and you saw that from the get-go. Giving the Steelers some credit, some of those throws that Big Ben made on 4th down, no less, were just dimes. And Jacksonville has 2 of the best corners in the league, but just some of those throws, the coverage was perfect, but the throw was just better. Jacksonville comes out of the game 45-42. The score is going to indicate that the game was a lot closer than it really was at the end, but great win. And what I love most was after the game, they rallied the entire city of Jacksonville, told everybody to meet them at the stadium. It's just such a cool moment because you don't know. Next week isn't promised. And to me, I don't think this is we just won the Super Bowl moment. I think this is, we have not been here in a long time. We want to celebrate with the fans. And what Jalen Ramsey said, let Jalen on the mic to get everybody just hyped and excited for the game. And, you know, he's telling people, we gonna win next week, we going to the Super Bowl, and we gonna win that beat. And people are all offended, like, oh my gosh, he used profanity. He was hyped. Good for him. Jacksonville was the first survive and advance game of the day. Now, I know I talk you guys through the game and lead up, but we just have to go to the end. The miracle in Minnesota, Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs for the walk-off touchdown. Oh, couldn't believe what was happening. Like, you know, you have those moments where something just happened, but you're pinching yourself like, did this just happen? Did Case Keenum throw this? He goes untouched into the end zone. Amazing. Putting in a little context for maybe somebody who wasn't watching the game. Minnesota, they start off red hot, shut out Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints the first half. Drew Brees, they made it come from behind. They looked like they were about to win. The Saints had just kicked a field goal. Minnesota needed a field goal to win. And what do they come down and do? Case Keenum, couple shots, miss, 3rd and 10. Hit Stephon Diggs. Poor Marcus Williams. I feel so bad for the kid. I really do, because up to that point, he had a phenomenal season and he played a phenomenal game. And people forget, he's the one who got the interception that really put the Saints back into that game. So yes, was that a horrible blown play? Of course it was, but that doesn't negate his whole season. I'm not going to sit here and discredit Marcus, because give credit to Stephon Diggs. Honestly, I've been kind of watching sports media. People need to give credit to him because he could have dropped the ball. He could have caught that ball and went out of bounds. He had the presence of mind, come down with the ball, know where the defender was, and just run towards the end zone instead of doing what you should have probably done in that situation. He didn't know how close the defender was, but just run out of bounds and try to score the field goal. So give credit where credit is due, and that is to Stephon Diggs. The only way I can really describe that play is divine intervention. There were so many things that could have gone wrong. For that one thing to go right the way it did, I can't explain it. It was crazy. You know, just how I'm happy for Jacksonville's fan base, I'm super excited for the Vikings fan base, because as a Vikings fan, before that 6 seconds, as much optimism and hope as you had, the odds of you making that play were really low. Moving ahead a little bit, I keep hearing people say, we don't want, to see Keenum and Foles and Bortles. We want the old guys. This is a new era. We want new blood. We're tired of seeing the same old teams. Let's get some new, fresh meat in there. Championship weekend is set in the AFC and the NFC. In the AFC, you have the Patriots taking on the Jaguars. In the NFC, you have the Vikings traveling all the way to Philadelphia, trying to bring it on home to be that first team to host the Super Bowl. This is going to be a good. That is it for Ash's Hot Takes, and I want to leave this special message on MLK Day. If it wasn't for people like MLK and different people that paved the way, me and a lot of people today would not have the rights that we have. So thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great week.